Hello everybody and welcome to Ishandfriendstv right here with me, Ishanu. We've got a little bit of UGC Season 9 Highlander action, 9v9 right now. We've got T3 in the red and JD the Jetpack Dinosaurs in the blue. With me I've got ex-team captain of Arcana and all-round good guy, Ruby. How you going?
Good. Keen to see these two teams play tonight. Obviously very important game. Round right before the playoff starts, so teams will want to be going in a good seed going into that.
Yeah, look, absolutely they will. The map is, of course, CP Process. It's a 5 CP map that's probably reasonably familiar to Sixers players, and I guess it's for that reason that you're actually backing T3 in this this matchup right now. Yeah,
I just think on this map format, they've probably got a bit of an advantage in that regard. I think it will be a close game though. Interesting to see how it goes.
Look, I think it will too. I actually, in my predictions, I did back JD. There's been a little bit of sort of off the field, as it were, drama with T3. Not really going to delve into that right now, but I don't think they've been scrimming as much as they have been previously. And I think JD's been getting better and better as this season, has been going. And they actually picked up something on Soldier, which is big. Something is a Div 1 or 2, I'm not entirely sure, I think he's played in both. Sixers player, so he's certainly going to be familiar with the map, certainly going to be familiar with the style of this game. And I think that might help them to take out this game right now. So we'll have to see, I think.
Yeah, it's going to be an important factor, I think. Something's going to know this map very well, especially compared to the rest of his team.
Well, yeah, I don't think there's really any other 5 CP players, or Sixers players I suppose, on the JD roster. I'm going to go ahead and run through the rosters really quickly. We've actually got 9v9 in this server. I'm not too sure what's going on. Maybe just waiting for everyone to get tagged up. So I'll go through JD and you can take T3. So medic for JD is Rudiger. The soldier, as I just mentioned, new pickup for this week is Something. Disc Rider is on the scout. Dilly used to be on VD, won last season, and he's now switched over to the JD roster for this season. Jigjot, the captain, is of course on the Pyro. Shredder, a very good spy, on the spy of course. Zayan running the Demo Man. Pudis Man, which is actually which is Iggy on the engineer there, and Maxim on the heavy. So that's JD.
Yeah, strong line out there from JD. From T2 we've got Jinjo, which I believe is actually Dorky on Sniper. Red Hawk on Engineer. Heavy the Rabbit on Soldier, not on Heavy. Kitten on Medic. Reach, which I believe is Cell from ONS on Scout. Farnsey on Pyro. Vinti on Heavy. Cyanide on Demo, and Joachim on Spy.
Yeah, so again, a strong lineup. A lot more Sixers players coming out of there. We've got you know, Dorky, Cell, Vinti, all having had a lot of Sixers experience in teams. Heavy the Rabbit started out as medic for this team. He switched over to the soldier, but he pugs a hell of a lot. He really does a lot of pugging, so and mostly on Sixers. So he certainly knows what he's doing as well. So should be a nice close game. But we're just going to have to wait and see. Still not entirely sure what they're waiting for. Everyone's tagged up. Everyone seems to be good to go, but we're still waiting. Maybe if you could just go ahead and ask someone exactly what the holdup is.
I have done that.
Have done that? Did you? Did they deign to respond to your request?
No. They
no?
just mocked your announcement saying this map was steel. Yeah, that's all.
But I edited it, though.
Well,
I said it's process.
I don't know.
Well, I make mistakes. The announcement maybe, guys, for this live.
The title's still steel.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, I maybe changed it in the body of the announcement. Who knows? But we are definitely here on CP Process. This is week, what? Is this week 9 of the regular season? This is actually the 8th week of the main body of the season of play, I think.
I'm going to say week 9.
Week 9, yeah? Well, that's good.
Yeah. Playoffs next week, of course, that's going to be very important. There's going to be some very good games. Got a winners and a losers bracket, which means 2 sets of games a week.
Oh, and here we go. So I'm going to go ahead and follow, see if I can find a demo and roll out. Got Zayan, doesn't actually land the bop, actually manages to find the doorway there and run straight into it, and misses the second jump as well. So
he's going to be slower than the Scout on that rollout.
yeah, not a banner start
JD
for the
here.
JD team, no. But we're going to go ahead and see if we can get a bit of a bird's eye view, see what's happening so far. No deaths for either team. It's actually been a very slow mid so far, taking a long time to get out.
Quite conservatively.
Yeah, both teams really not wanting to lose this, and still, this is a long time with no deaths. There we go.
Yeah, not even much cap time either. We do see the sniper finally go down to the spy there, and another red player also go down. That's Joachim. So maybe blue can start to move in, though they're really not that important picks. They are getting the pressure on, and it seems like T3 is backing off with those losses.
Yeah, quite a nice rollout for JD. Not necessarily to be expected on the first rollout, especially considering how slow Zion was to get to midpoint. And it looks like they've actually, well, they've sniped down the medic.
Snipe there by Diley. That's going to give JD a huge advantage coming up to the second fight. T3 might just give it up. They might try and force JD here. JD's just got to use. They've got to make use of this advantage. I think they're going to go maybe try and go through this computer room. It looks like it. It
actually looks like T3's actually got a bit of a setup in the sewer room. I'm not actually too sure what teams are actually currently calling this room right now, but despite having a medic disadvantage, they're actually at 100% Uber disadvantage right now. They're still holding this area.
They should not have lost their heavy. That was sort of poor play by the medic. Popping now on the scout. JD had a good advantage, but they really didn't make good use of it there.
They really didn't, and they're getting some time up on this point. This guy is actually forced to drop off. Red Hawk dying from a backstab there, but not really too much going on with that push. The engineer for T3 has finally gone down. It looks like they might actually be able to clear up their own flank, which up until now, and was the reason for that push actually failing, was being held by T3. So a nice delaying tactic out of T3, considering how far behind they were with the Uber there.
Yeah, for sure. If they can just recoup their players, they'll have a shot at sort of pushing back now with that advantage. It is small, but maybe they can make use of it.
Yeah, I hope so. Joe is actually cloak and daggering it up right now. Just going to follow him. He was actually spotted right there. These teams, wow, need to be a little bit more careful about where the spies are right now. But the, I thought I saw an Uber pop, but no, I didn't.
No, the Ubers are coming shortly now. No, T3 has just got theirs. I don't know if they're going to use it. No, they're just going to wait. So both teams do have their Uber now. We're going to see what JD does with it. They're going to try and move in onto the second point. They do have their heavy, bit of a delay organising where they're going to go, but it looks like they're going to come onto these battlements with the Uber. Popping on now, get a nice kill early on the demo. Oh, but the med does pop late and does drop his heavy. Yet again, Maxim's been dropped twice there by the medic.
Yeah, it's a big misplay to actually drop your medic, and it looks like the drop bear does come down. Vinti does take down Rudiger. Vinti also takes down Jigjot, so a nice little double kill there. He actually throws out the sandwich slightly before dying.
Yeah, in spite of that kind of wasted Uber though, JD did get a lot of kills. They might be starting to get some cap time on this point now. Yeah,
absolutely a lot of kills. It looks like Something and the demo Zion are both very far forward. It looks like they want to lock off this second point. The spy very nearly going down there.
Zion's already on the point with the spy. If they can clear this off, they can get it now, but it looks like that scout's going to come in and stop it. That demo does go down.
Yeah, Shredder dead ring up. He's probably going to go down. Yeah, the spy, Pyro has actually spotted him out. But, well, this is a very difficult point both to push into and push out of in a Highlander format.
Yeah, you're damn right. This is where a lot of the stalemates are going to be. If we are going to see stalemates tonight, this tends to be where they happen. So let's just hope we can get a bit of momentum, get an exciting game tonight.
Yeah, look, I hope so. It looks like one scout has actually bonked behind. Cell, I think that is on the scout. In a bit of a duel right now with Disc Rider. Does pick up the health pack, and Disc Rider does go does go down. So I guess that's one way to try and break the hold, is to just bonk your scout out. And maybe eat a crits from Iggy on the engineer right there.
If JD pushes now, they will have the demo advantage as well as the Uber advantage. They probably should make use of that before Cyanide spawns.
I think, yeah, they have to go now.
And they're not really making use of it. There we go, Cyanide has spawned, but it looks like they're going to push in now anyway. Coming in with the heavy through this middle door. Medic's again not really with him. Needs to be quick on that trigger finger, not lose his heavy again. Here he comes. He's popped on both these players, not dropping. Getting a lot of kills there, JD. They need to get that sentry. There go the stickies. Getting the damage out on it. That's really good. A few T3 players up now, but they've got to watch that point, and it looks like JD's got that first round.
Wow, I was expecting a little bit of a stalemate. I was expecting at least one failed push there out of JD before they managed to get it, but well, just a well-executed Uber in. They actually got the med down very early, which just allowed them to push through with their heals advantage and take that last round, yeah.
For sure, that was a well-executed push. That's exactly what you want to see.
Absolutely. So I'm following something. He's whipping all of his players out right now, so hopefully we'll actually see a bit of a quicker rollout from the JD side this time. And we actually do. Yeah, it looks like they've got initial height advantage, which is absolutely what you want to see. Fanzi going down. No, that actually might have been a bit of a dead ringer right there. It caught me out. But a lot of T3 players are going down.
I think is big. It looks like JD can make use of that. Hopefully they can. Yeah, they're getting some time on the point. That demo pick, I think, is probably going to win that mid already.
Yeah, I think so. The soldier actually for JD was very far forward there, pressuring the medic all the way back. But still, the T3 sniper does actually drop his opponent there.
It's amazing they're letting him get so close.
Yeah.
He's got a nice shot on the medic, but he can't get it quite off, and he is going to get taken down eventually, I think.
Yeah, Zion actually jumping forward there to shut down Dorky on sniper. And Dorky is, while he may not be absolutely the best sniper in the competition, he's certainly up there. So, yeah, you don't want him to be running around free to try and take down your medic at all.
Certainly it's a death sentence to have him that close to you.
Absolutely. Now, I can't quite tell, have they tried the same thing? They're still trying to hold up this sewer area. The soldier is holding it. He's getting spammed out from the stickies though. It looks like he's going to get forced out, but he's actually going forward, trying to take down the medic. Doesn't get too much done though, so a bit of a stalemate. Both teams have the 100% Uber. Both teams are fairly hesitant to be the first to make a move, neither team wanting to make a mistake. But,
looks like JD's going to push through where they are, but there's a sticky trap there. Oh, it does go off. It gets the medic and the pyro. Huge sticky trap there by T3. Cyanide pretty much single-handedly stopping that push. T3 is going to have a big player advantage now, and they can push back out onto that middle.
A huge player advantage. Only the 3 players left alive right now for JD, and T3 should actually be getting their heavy players forward. Let some of the lighter classes cap up and get as far forward as you can.
Yeah, they get some pressure, some presence on that second point if they wanted to, but it doesn't look like they're going to opt for that. They have already had their Uber forced as well.
Yeah, was it the scout that actually forced that Uber out?
I believe it was, yeah. So they haven't even finished off this mid cap. They're going to finish it off now and just hold the middle point.
Yeah, it's not a bad option. What it does mean is Ubers are about even, so we're going to have to see.
Yeah, I was just saying, Joachim got in there, got a nice stab on Maxim, so JD is going to not have their heavy for a while.
Yeah, and T3 is wasting no time using this advantage to push in. Soldier jumps very high up onto the point and does do a lot of damage to that medic. Doesn't quite finish the medic off though. So Radiger escaping with about 44 health, but a lot of the JD players did go down right there. Spy coming in does take actually the heavy, does take him with the backstab, but I don't think that's going to be enough to stop this cap up. A level, point 2 is getting capped up, and I didn't actually see that, but Radiger went down.
Yeah, Radiger just went down to the scout there. This last point is under a lot of pressure. JD's just getting their spawners now. Looks like they might just be able to hold it. They are choosing to run minis because it is a bit of a clutch defense.
Yeah, and there was actually 2 times cap on the second point. Was it the scout actually managing to just rush out and do work there?
Yeah, I believe that was just a bit of a back cap. Wasn't really going to finish, but it worked as a nice distraction to stop the pressure.
Yeah, it absolutely did. Interesting to see a level 3 sentry actually setting up on that second point. So even if T3 does actually choose to push in and wipes, it's going to still be very, very difficult for JD to push out and take the second point.
I like that, especially considering T3's got their Uber now as well. They can place that sentry in behind the Uber, and it can clean up a lot of kills if they choose to do it that way. They have popped their Uber now in this shower area. Doesn't look like they're actually going to get a lot of movement through because Jigjot's just reflecting that Uber away. It's actually going to fade before they even get into the main area. That Heavy's going to get a lot of focus. That Medic's off by himself. T3's lost a lot of players, but as you said, JD, if they do decide to push out, they're going to have to face that sentry.
Yeah, it's still very difficult for JD to push out, and that level 3 sentry barely being touched. He does actually get sapped up right now, but Shredder goes down. And wow, actually a bit of combination spam from Zion does actually come in and drop it while it was under the sap. So
yeah, great coordination there from JD. Look, they might just get this point, but they do need to watch their own last because it does cap so quickly. There is a spy on it, and it looks like that spy is actually going to get the point. There we go, 1-1. T3 wins the round.
Wow, Joa with a solo cap there. I did not see that coming.
JD sort of committed too much to that second point, neglected their own last point, and that back cap just sealed the round. Great play there by Joachim.
Yeah, absolutely top stuff. So Zion actually landing a few stickies this time, will actually get out to mid at a decent speed, trying to sticky up the med pack to deny it from the enemy. We'll see how well she goes. They're actually there. Does actually land a pipe on the opposing demo, but does actually get eaten by the scout while she does that. So it looks like T3 will actually win this rollout right now. They do have the initial height advantage.
The other mid-fights we've seen, you're right, JD's actually lost the first player and no other players have still died. JD was the only death, and there are a few more kills go down, but does look like T3 might have it with that demo advantage.
Yeah, I'd say so, unless this spy can come in and get work done. And he actually does. Kit and Vinty both go down.
Kill. Shredder doing work. 2 up now for T3. Great finishing off there by JD. They can get this pressure back onto this middle point now. Shredder turning it all around.
0 players alive for T3 right now. That is a complete turnaround.
JD should really push their players onto that second. That wipe, they can make good use of it. Like we saw yesterday, these teams, if they make good use of these wipes, they can get real powerful advantages from it. It's just the moment on the second. Would have liked to maybe see a bit more. They do have the Uber as well.
Yeah, they're being a little bit slow about it. Maybe taking it a little bit carefully isn't the worst decision right now. But I feel like they probably could have at least gotten a bit more pressure onto that point. The T3 players are still so far behind that point. No real defense set up right now. I feel like it's just up to JD to go forward. I
feel like if JD had gone a bit sooner, they could have got that second point without even using their Uber, and then could be using their Uber on last right now without an Uber to face it. But they've chosen to wait and push into second, and they are going to go soon, I believe.
Yeah, you'd think they will. Looks like they're trying to... Yeah, they do actually pop the Uber on the low ground. Won't get a great deal done with it. Zion trying to spam out a lot while under the Uber, but not getting too much done. The sniper does go down, but that's about it for T3 right now. A couple engineer buildings, but nothing really of consequence. And Kitten very, very close to getting her Uber up. 100%, she does actually have it now, so she's going to pop forward on the heavy, and will probably defend this point.
That was a great play from T3. They all just sort of saw the Uber, backed off, didn't take any deaths from it, and then moved back in. Great play, but it does look like they managed to lose a lot of their players after performing it, so
yeah,
JD might come back in.
Joe actually managed to pick Radiger right there. While Radiger was actually making the correct decision trying to get back, as we actually saw something try and jump in. Didn't quite work out, but we do actually have 2 times cap up on the point, but
Zion
wow.
and Jigdot doing good work there, finishing off the medic from T3, so no medic now for T3. Bit of a clutch defense they've got to perform now because it looks like JD's going to get this point.
Yeah, that Pyro just has to put a little bit of time on it. It does actually do it. Cyanide does actually get the kill, though. So it looks like they will actually cap this second point up very quickly.
Yeah, it looks like T3 is going to try and get it back straight away, but if there's a back cap, it could really stop it all. Oh, there is a sentry watching it, my bad.
Yeah, so they do actually recap it up. There's a small Uber advantage right now for JD, but we might see actually a bit of back and forth over this second point for some time now.
Yeah. Good to see that the JD's got a small advantage. If they know that, hopefully they can use it. Be aggressive, because I really think aggression can work well when you've got that good advantage.
Yeah, well, the only problem is trying to get around that corner is very, very difficult. They're going to try and... Well, they're still actually holding a lot of their players forward.
Used the last 2 pushes where they went in through that upper area, just as long as you watch for sticky traps and don't lose your whole team to it. I think it can be quite effective.
It actually looks like that is the way they're going to choose to go through. They do have the heavy coming through with the medic, but in an absolutely correct decision, T3 just rotating their own heavy and medic around. So if you don't get through that small gap up the top there in the battlements, you're effectively just losing the entire Uber.
Yeah, it looks like JD's a bit indecisive here, deciding where to push through. They've lost their advantage just with the decisions they've been trying to make. But they will push in eventually with the heavy, it looks like, around this corner. Maybe they're going to try and get the sentry first, I'm not too sure. They're just waiting with it by the looks of it.
Trying to get work out on the sentry. They do actually manage to take down the soldier though, so that's something. That heavy, the sentry's actually wrangled up, but the sentry does go down to Zion. The Uber is actually in right now, so trying to get some work done. Kitten actually does pop the Uber. She's on the low ground with the heavy though, not getting a great deal done. She does take down the opposing heavy, but a lot of the JD players quite correctly scattered. Radiger does actually go down to Joachim Moss in the background though, so any Uber advantage that they actually had lost.
By the engineer, and there is a domino cap going on by the demo and the spy, so that's going to be it.
Wow. That was great play all around by JD, I've got to say.
Yeah, they had those players ready. They knew that that cap was going to finish and the T3 wasn't going to be ready to defend it, so they already had the players there. Using that momentum, as I said, can be really effective. It's 2-1 already to JD.
Yeah, definitely. So, following Cyanide on this rollout, and he's completely blocked off from that health pack. Zion beat him by quite some time, and straight away stickies were up, and on 27 health, he has actually had no impact on this entire midpoint.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame, but Zion has gone down. Oh, as has Cyanide, so mid-fight's about even so far. Vinci then does go down for T3, so it looks like JD might be able to move in with this advantage. That sniper is really quite close. He might get a pick here.
He actually does. He takes down Iggy on the engineer, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Too little too late. Only the 3 players left alive for T3. We do see a lot of cap time actually still up. He does... Jinjo Dorky stayed alive for way too long there.
It's amazing how close he manages to get to that.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe a bit better communication out of JD would actually stop that a little bit quicker.
Yeah, maybe. So we did see our JD trying to get that domino cap happening again, but T3 did have their players ready to try and stop it this time, so it looks like they are going to hold that second. JD does have the Uber though, so they might use the momentum through now. You got to watch out for that Spy behind. Spy does get the pick on the heavy. Medic pops on the demo regardless, and the pyro. Looks like they're going to get this cap just with the Uber.
And the scout, I actually would have dropped the Uber from the scout right there and had the cap go off a little bit earlier, because right now that medic could very well get caught out by the pyro there. The pyro's just WM1ing, does actually switch to the shotgun, doesn't quite manage to get the medic, but does actually, yeah, does go down to the body shot out of Dilly there. So not a significant player advantage for JD, and they're actually at an Uber disadvantage, so pushing into this last is going to be very difficult.
Yes, it looks like it might be another little stalemate as these teams build their Ubers and decide what to do. It is a very tough point to crack, as you've said.
Given how far T3 is actually holding forward, Zion actually going down to the soldier there, the roaming soldier, and Heavy the Rabbit. I didn't quite catch that, but not great stuff. But it's really not actually going to hurt them too much. They're at an Uber disadvantage, so they're just going to wait up. Play the waiting game. They're back in the advantage, and actually Rudiger does go down.
Joachim Moss with a great stab there with his bicycle. He even manages to get away, I think. Oh no, he didn't quite. But great stab there on the medic. That's going to change a lot of things. It looks like T3 is getting some pressure out now with the demo. They are also getting the heavy on the point, trying to cap it up. They do have to watch for that back cap. Both teams losing a lot of players. 2 up for JD and about 3 or 4 up for T3. But it looks like T3 is going to finish that second cap.
Yeah, a lot of time on it. The only thing about that push that didn't quite go T3's way is that Kitten did go down. So there will be a slight Uber advantage in favour of Rudiger, in favour of JD. I don't think that's actually going to be enough. I don't think it's going to be enough for JD to push immediately onto this second point either. So, yeah, a little bit of a stalemate coming up. Cyanide and Dilly both going down. Snipers trading blow. But really they're just floating right now. I think JD's just... They need to know that they've got that Uber advantage, and they need to be pushing off of it as soon as they can.
For sure, they don't want to lose their players. They want to sort of bide their time until this Uber comes, and then push with that advantage, and not just wait around for the decision to be made and then lose it again. And Kitten has gone down. Yeah,
Max actually does drop to the Spy as well, but the most important thing is the Uber is now up for JD. Kitten is deceased right now, so it's really...
free Uber. If they pop it now, they'll get the advantage even after the Ubers.
Yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah, no, JD's leisure. Now. They need to actually get a player advantage before they do it, though. They keep on dropping players just one at a time, and it adds up.
Yeah, Joachim is really doing good work at keeping the heavy players down on JD. But it looks like they are going to eventually use their Uber once they decide which side to go through. They're going to come through this balcony with the heavy now, I think, and the demo. And they come, they've got to watch for that trap. It's not there. They are popping now. That heavy is going to go down. Heavy does go down.
Pyro's doing a lot of work blowing back that Uber though. But they do actually clear out T3. Kitten did go down to a sticky spam a little bit from Zion there, so that's great stuff. Rudiger did stay alive.
Jigjot as well. So
only the two left alive.
Up for T3. JD should just use this momentum, just rush forward W onto that point. Really only got to watch that heavy who's just spawned now, and also the engineer who might be building something. It's just a level 1 sentry going up. They can just get this cap. They just got to stack it. They've already got the player advantage. Pyro on it now. Maybe it would be good to see that heavy come on as well. Ooh, heavy's not really focusing the right... Oh yeah, he's doing good work actually. Still only 4 up for T3. It's still clutch. Would be nice to see JD get that momentum on with a bit more than just 2 or 3 players.
I genuinely don't know how T3 managed to hold that.
It seemed like JD only really used the momentum with 2 or 3 players. They had 6 or 7 up. I don't even know what happened there. They could have easily held down those spawns and just stood on the point for the 2 or 3 seconds. Yeah,
they need to have players like Engineer and such going forward. There's no reason not to right there. But we do actually see T3 pushing out quite a bit right now. However, yeah, no, Joe does go down. I thought the medic actually went down, but Kitten is safe and sound on about 25% Uber. So we're probably going to see this stalemate out for a little bit longer yet.
Yes, it does look like we're going to wait until it's 100 yet again and see how these teams trade blows. Yeah,
it's almost dead even for the Ubers as well, so not going to be sort of probably won't be pushing out from T3. We're just going to wait for JD to push in. And I kind of feel like for a lot of teams that would actually be the best way to push out is basically just wait until there's a failed attack on you, because pushing out of this last point is almost impossible.
I would have to agree. You really can't commit enough forces and then still be watching for the back cap. It's just not something you can do, especially with your slower spawns as well. You just need a failed push to happen to you. You need to get lucky, really.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. This wow, we're actually
Fred is trying to get a sap there on
yeah.
the sentry. He doesn't quite get it, but it is a good distraction as the Uber does come in. And JD does need to get some kills though. They are losing a lot of players. Maybe that's the failed push you were talking about.
Yeah, it could be. Radiger did actually escape with his life there, so he doesn't go down. They do still have heals out on the second point, but a lot of players are alive right now for T3, and they're falling back from the point. JD is just running. Don't want a piece of it. Maybe we'll see a repush. Or maybe we'll just see T3 come out and cap up that second point.
Yeah, I think JD's just going to be comfortable to come back onto that third point. Just as we were saying, yeah, all it takes is a failed push and that other team can push back.
Yes, well, yeah, we kind of expected that going into this game. A little bit of stalemates up. It is 2-1 right now in favour of JD. 8 minutes, about 8.5 minutes left, so T3 still does have a lot of time, but they can't sort of just sit around indefinitely waiting for JD to make failed pushes into them.
No, you're right. They should show a bit of initiative here. JD does actually have a few kills. They've got the demo down, the soldier and the scout. Maybe they can make a play out of this. We'll just see. They do have their Uber as well. They need
Uber
to be
was
forceful with this Uber. No, that's a pause.
Okay. Good stuff then. So I was actually just going to say that the Pyro was causing a lot of problems for this Uber. It's already almost half over and has really not got too much done. Hasn't even actually got through the door there yet.
Yeah, you're right. And of course, Kitten still has her full Uber to use later at her leisure.
Yeah, no one actually with her right now. Only the engineer. She's running. So maybe a few of the heavy players need to hook up with their medic there and start to protect her.
Yeah, this is really the classic case of Uber advantage versus player advantage, because JD does have more kills, but they will have less of an Uber.
Yeah, it is. And, well, it's an interesting time for the pause to come out, is all I want to say.
Any predictions how this push is going to go?
Not a one. I would not like to predict anything.
Fair enough, I guess we'll have to wait and see how this goes then.
We will. But all I'm saying is JD is looking good right now. They've got a few players. We'll just, now that we've got the pause, we'll just take a sort of a snapshot and see how the action is right now. They have a lot of players in good positions. They've got the scout, the pyro, and the engineer actually walking up to the top to the top area with the balcony to support that Uber, which is, well, that's basically textbook for how you want to push in. You want to push in with a few players with your Uber, but also support with other players coming in. So, I mean, that's really good to see out of a team like JD.
What I would like to see is that heavy off by himself, maybe getting a bit more focus, because he is there by himself on 283 health, and that kill would be very important to the push.
I have a slight sneaking suspicion that something who is bottom of the screen right now, guys, is going to jump suicidally at that heavy. But if the heavy, like jumping heavy is normally a very bad idea when you're a soldier. But if they're not spun up, if they're not watching you, it can work, and I think in this instance it probably will.
You could be onto something there, Ish, with your soldier expertise.
Expertise, yes. Totally the expert soldier right here.
For sure.
Yeah, but hopefully this pause doesn't last up too long.
Yes, I think if JD does manage to get that heavy kill, that could be it, because with the heavy and the demo advantage, if they don't get too stressed out by that Uber that they have up against them, they can maybe get this point.
What I would like to see is them actually manage to get the force out on the medic. I think the medic might just be in a position to escape without having to be forced. But if they do get the force, I think they could probably domino it straight into last and probably come up pretty well with the round win.
Yeah, as you said, Kitten's only target really is the engineer, so it won't be that much of a threat when she does have to pop by the looks of it, unless she can move over to the heavy. So yeah, JD might get another momentum push.
She might be able to hook up and pop the Uber onto the heavy, but I feel like even if she did that, she'd only be delaying the second point cap and not blocking it.
I think you're right. It wouldn't be a good position for her to fade either because there's not much support.
No, she'd get picked off quite easily from there. But that's all fair enough. Just going to go ahead and fly through the map right now since we are still paused. They do actually have the scout coming in for T3. He's just spawned up, so he might be able to help block this cap up, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Have you any indication if they're still paused on it?
Pause is a real-time-ish.
Of course. I'm bad at the game. I know these things, I swear.
I'm just finding out what it's about. Apparently Shredder is having problems with his Steam. So I'm not too sure how long it will be.
That's no good. He's actually been doing really well for JD. He's actually top scoring out of the fragging classes for JD.
Well, the spies on both teams actually. Both
Yeah.
teams have medic, then spy, then demo. So and then they've got the same order right up to 4th place.
Wow.
It seems like symmetrical teams.
Yeah, and well, JD just coming a little bit better away from this so far. It was about, I think, 7 minutes or so when this pause began. So that's certainly enough time for JD to actually take a 3rd point this half. Do you actually know? I'm not too sure with UGC. Is it 3 points? Is that a half, or do they just keep playing?
It'll be.
And actually, is this first to 4 or first to 5?
4 points for half. It's first to 5, and then 4 will be half time.
Okay.
If we get to it, which I don't think we will with the map time. I'm not sure.
Probably not. Probably will actually end up getting the half an hour half time enforced.
Yeah.
But no, it's been quite a good game so far. Is there anyone that's actually particularly stood out for you?
I think, as you said, the spies. It's not only just purely based off points. They're getting the really good kills when they need. We've seen Joachim just come in so many times, get that heavy kill just as the heavy was about to do work, and that's really made an impact on JD's pushes.
It's delayed them a lot of times, and Shredder as well has taken down Kitten at opportune moments a few times, which has really allowed the JD pushes to actually to come forward as well. But I've been most well, I don't know if I'd say impressed, but intrigued by Dorky getting so far forward on those mids as sniper.
Yeah, it's just a shame he hasn't really been able to get off any of those magic shots, but he has had those good opportunities on the medic. It'd be great to see him maybe get one of those flick shots, one of these mid fights, because you're right, he is getting so close.
Yeah, hopefully this pause doesn't go for too much longer. I don't like long pauses in the middle of games.
I'm with you on that one, Ish.
Well, actually, do you know what the records of these two teams was coming into this game? I think like 4-3 and 3-4, is it?
They're both on 4-3, so
Really?
Yeah, and T3 only on slightly more match points. So what it will mean is that the winning team will end up on about 6th or 7th position for this playoffs, which will be good.
That's probably where you want to be, because at the moment, it's even with Miso forfeiting to VD last night, it looks like the top 4 will be, of course, undefeated 0%, and they're playing Miso tomorrow night. But given how Miso seemed to care little last night, I don't think they'll be putting too much effort into trying to defeat 0% in Highlander. VD gets and Anzac are probably the top 5.
I think, well, I'm not sure how the Anzac VD game will go tonight, but that'll make an impact on how Anzac scores. If Anzac does happen to lose that, I think the winning team from this will overtake them.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because Anzac's on 5-2 at the moment, which would mean 5-3, and then also 5-3 to the winner of this, and it would just go to match points.
Okay, fair enough. Well, yeah, alright. I'd still probably think that in terms of actual position, Anzac would probably be above either of these two teams at the moment. Although, I really think
at the moment,
JD
yes,
could take Anzac, given the right map, I think.
It'll be interesting to see if they do get matched up against each other in the playoffs.
They probably will. It's double eliminations for this UGC season, so every team will have to play at least 2 games in the playoffs and have to lose 2 before they get knocked out. So
Mission ends in 60 seconds.
yeah, I don't know how much the outcome of this game will realistically affect these two teams' chances of getting through to the through to like later rounds of the playoffs.
I think either way they're going to have to play against a very strong team. It's just going to matter which one.
Probably, yeah. Does it work? I'm not actually too sure how the finals draw will work. Does it rank number 1 against number 16 and then 2 against 15?
Right.
Okay, so if they're 6 and 7, they'll still probably be comfortably playing weaker teams.
Yes. But then the next round.
Oh, here we go. Soldier actually does jump in. And Kitten actually does come around and pop onto the heavy, which not too sure if it's the best decision. The Pyro does go down, and a few other players going down as well. This JD, as I just load up my HUD here, which is broken, sorry guys. It'll just have to wait until it resets. They actually do manage to defend this second point there.
Yeah, JD sort of did fail their push there. I guess that Uber... Oh, Kitten's actually still got that Uber, so...
No, that's your HUD
T3's going to... Oh, okay.
Yeah.
For T3, it does look like it might be moving in with their heavy regardless. And they are going to get this middle point. It looks like for free. It looks like JD's actually just backed off from it.
They backed off a very low... Kitten actually went down there from Shredder.
Shredder doing work, I guess, right before he drops based off 90 seconds. And does get the kill there on Kitten.
Yeah, look, a lot of work being done by the Spiders. We said it, and it's still proving to be true. Rudiger's still staying alive, about 60% Uber right now. My HUD still hasn't updated, so I'm just trying to work out, trying to keep up what we're up to right now. But
and
only
that
the 2
cap
players.
was so close as T3 had the advantage, but then they just lost all their players as the JD spawners came in. Looks like JD might just hold that point by the skin of their pants, and 3 up for T3, so they might be able to push on to that second as well.
Yeah, probably. And a pretty decent Uber advantage right now for Rudiger. Actually 100% to about 15 or 20% for Kitten, so they should have this. The Spy actually should go down. A lot of players dying. The Heavy is actually popped onto.
Zion should not have gone down there.
No.
I think JD just needs to be a lot more decisive with their pushes. When you see that they have 3 up, you don't really need to go around and wait in that corner and put stickies up and bait them or anything. You can just go right in when they have 3 players.
Yeah, and there seems to be a little bit of drama about warnings for unpausing, but it looks like we're just going to go ahead and play on is what we're going to do. Is my HUD broken, or did they actually cap that up? No, they're only just starting to cap it up right now. They took a long time to get onto that second point there, did JD.
Yeah, you're right. They got the players there, but they didn't really get the cap time on, and then T3 just came right back in, and the push really ended up amounting to nothing. JD, of course, only playing with 8 players now, so they're being understandably cautious, I think.
Yeah, and unless it's my HUD breaking, Disc Rider's also on about 230 ping right there for a while, so effectively playing almost 7 to 9 right now. So maybe that's understandably why they didn't quite get that cap out.
Yeah, for sure. JD might just play the waiting game. They do have the score advantage anyway. Wait for their players to come back in, regroup, fix their ping or whatever. Or they might just push on to second, get the demo kill. Here we go. Great work there by Maxim. JD might just push in now. The demo and the heavy are getting onto that point. Looks like they're pressuring T3 out of the way.
Yeah, it does. They're actually getting a lot of cap time up right now. Both teams have the 100% Uber. So we'll be waiting to see what they choose to do with it. It looks like T3 is just backing up. Maybe they should have gone while there was no chance that their medic would get backstabbed. Maybe they should have played a little bit more aggressively there. But wow, Jinjo getting 2 great kills there.
2 great headshots, yeah, as you said, on the sniper and then on the demo. That's going to delay the push a bit, especially considering JD still has 8.
And it was actually
then we see the Soldier coming, getting in the force, yeah. Good work there by Heavy the Rabbit.
Yeah, top stuff out of
JD's
T3
going to have to move
around.
out, and that's the point. That's the second point, unless we can see a back cap going on, which I don't think we will, because the Sentry is watching.
No, Sentry watching up last, which is exactly what you need to see. Is it just me, or a lot of these players seem to have quite high pings right now?
I see Disc Rider's quite high, Heavy the Rabbit's a bit high.
Oh well. Have we actually got 2 extra players in? Is Mr. Plow meant
We'll have
to be coming in for JD?
I'm not sure, but Shredder's coming in as well by the looks of it. Shredder has actually joined the team, so it is 9v9 again. T3 is getting some time on that middle point now, just making advantage of the fact that they had 9 players for a significant period.
Yeah, Zion looks like she's actually caught up behind the enemy combo right now. Vinti going down from Shredder. Shredder actually should go down to this demo right now, but he's actually escaping. So
he's going to cloak and get away by
yeah.
looks of it. And then Zion comes in behind, gets a few stickies under the med, doesn't quite dead him off in time. I think Zion's going to go down, but a nice little attempt there at a flank on the med.
Yeah, making the best of a bad situation, I suppose. And Shredder actually does go down as well right there. So
and there is this telly. I don't know if you've seen it on the crates. JD can actually get. Oh, they've moved the entrance, but could actually get quite far forward where that exit is.
Yeah. I don't think anyone from T3 spotted that out either.
Don't know why they moved the entrance or destroyed it or whatever, because it is actually gone down without a destroy message in the kill feed. But that would have been a nice little flank route.
Yeah, would have been very confusing for a few seconds for the T3 players, wondering why their medic was getting jumped. But only 3 minutes left in the round right now, in the half, excuse me, for T3. So they're trying desperately to push in.
Another great force there by Heavy the Rabbit.
Yeah.
Alert. The control point is being contested.
Look, absolutely. Kitten does go down though to something jumping as well, so that's probably even better. And we've actually got 2 times cap up on this middle point for JD. Discard is there only to about 24 health, but they're getting a lot of time on this 3 times cap now on this middle point. So that might actually have effectively saved the last point for JD and made it next to impossible for T3 to push forward, considering there are only 3 players up right now.
Yeah, it's only about 3v4 now, but if JD wants to win another round, they're going to have to be really aggressive, because as you say, it is only 2 minutes left.
Yeah, and Mr. Plow finishing up and loading into Spectator. I think he's going to have to DC pretty quickly. You're not supposed to have specs in the actual server in an official game for UGC, so hopefully...
Not sure what the deal is there.
Yeah. Well, either way, we yeah, join the STV. That's correct. Good guy Joa laying down the law. But JD is currently in the advantage position. Only 1 minute and 51 seconds left in this half. They do lose a few quick players though, so that's not great for them.
Yeah, whenever the clock does go down like this, it really is an attempt to just go for some crazy plays, see if they work. If they don't, it's unlikely you'll lose your last point anyway. So it'd be good to see some real strong aggression here, because there's not much to lose from either team really.
Yeah, look, true. I'd actually enjoy seeing that right now. Just seeing, I don't know, Soldier demo just bombing, seeing if they can get Kit and Dart down, and maybe playing off that maybe.
Yeah, more exciting for us obviously, but there's a bit of logic to it.
Yeah, look, absolutely. But JD's looks like they're coming forward. There's a level 1 sentry trying to defend up this second point. Probably going to get a lot of work done, considering JD's not actually committing too hard to that point. Maybe they're actually going the other way and saying 59 seconds left. Let's just not have anyone die and not have any chance of us losing out this round.
Yeah, it does kind of look like both teams are choosing to do that. There are only 50 seconds left. Both have the Ruber. JD looked for a second like they were going to come in and use it, but now it looks like they might just wait. Now the Heavy does come in. Bit of miscommunication. Both Ubers have been popped here, but it still is only 42 seconds. Some cap time is going to be needed right away. They are going to have an attempt at it. The Red Uber did last slightly longer. They are going to get the Heavy kill and then the medic kill. Bit of a player advantage for T3, but it is only 30 seconds. I don't know if they can get 3 points in that time.
I would suspect they in fact cannot. And well, Joaquin getting another pick, taking down the engineer in the background. They're trying to come forward. T3 is actually being led in by the Heavy and the medic combo right now. Demo in as well, trying to do work, and they are getting a lot of work done. I just don't think there's enough time left in this half, especially with Vinti going down to the backstab there. Just don't think there's enough time left in this half.
I think that is it. This round will end at 2-1. This half, sorry, and we'll see the thrilling conclusion next half.
Absolutely we will. So I'm going to go ahead and stop the half recording there. And guys on YouTube, we'll be back in just a second. Alright guys, we're back with the second half between JD now in the red, T3 now in the blue. The first half score, of course, was 3-1 in favour of JD, and I'm following Zion on the rollout. Only 30 health left for Zion. She has come out very quickly, but Cyanide taking her down equally as quickly.
Yeah, she did get quite far forward there, and she did get punished for it, as you say. 2 players already down for GD. Let's see if T3 can use the half-time, maybe get a bit of momentum, or they have lost their demo and they're heavy now. It's really gone both ways so far.
Yeah, it could go both ways still, but it looks like T3's actually got a little bit better positioning right now. JD seems to be falling out. Yeah, they're back in their corner. Oh, Kitten actually does go down to Shredder.
A great stab there
wow.
Yet again by Shredder. We just continuously see these spies make these great plays that really turn the tides every time.
Look, absolutely they do. So JD actually now coming forward very aggressively, wanting to take... Actually, T3 did get the cap point up, but JD's coming forward and will recap it. So in the end, off of the back of that Shredder stab, do end up winning the mid-fight of sorts.
Yeah, it's not only the kills, it's just the great timing. Every time it's just managed to completely change the way that the push has been gone. So... As we see JD coming in now, maybe they've decided they'd listen to us. They are going a bit more aggressive, or not. They get 2 players in, but the heavy, the medic are still delaying quite a bit. They have the player advantage. I don't know why they're not using it. Kitten's actually gone down yet again. Great play there by Cyan. Already pressure on second. They won't need to use their Uber. They have an Uber on to last and a player advantage. I'd like to see JD just go in now.
Look, I really hope they do. They are Soldier and Demo down, so that might be a bit of a problem. But wow, this JD Scout actually catches the Soldier completely unaware, but manages to lose the fight after having caught the Soldier looking completely the wrong way. So not great stuff there. And Jigjot going down to a really nice headshot there from Dorky as well. So going in straight away, no longer an option. And Shredder going down as well to Dorky.
Dorky just, when he gets the shots, he just gets about 5 of them. That's how he rolls.
Apparently he does. You know, I'm going to go ahead and park it on the Dorky cam right now.
I think JD might have learnt a lesson and might not peek in, so you might get a bit unlucky. JD, it looks like, might actually use their Uber through the shower area. They don't want to wait until T3 gets it, so it's probably a wise move. Coming in through the left side now with the heavy and the demo.
Yeah.
They have pop now on the demo.
Yeah, delaying that pop for quite some time, getting a reasonable amount of ground into this last point, but losing a few players in the process. Cyanide is actually down.
They need to get that sentry as well. That sentry is doing good work on them. They're not getting it down in time, and they have lost a lot of their players, as you say.
The only good thing is Rudiger is alive, 6% on his Uber. He's actually sitting out on the second point right now, being helped out by that dispenser. And looks like T3 won't actually be able to push out yet. Just not enough players to do it yet. Unless...
Yeah, you just got to be so careful pushing out from that point.
The NG actually has a teleporter up there. There's a spy right now. He will take down Kitten on 100% Uber. Wow.
Stab. As he fell, he managed to get that pick. That was really good. It looks like T3 is going to get the point regardless, but they will have an Uber disadvantage.
Yeah, they need to finish capping up this point. Otherwise, no, they do actually get it, because otherwise they were going to be very vulnerable to back caps, because there are a few players down, and most importantly, they're a massive Uber disadvantage and heals disadvantage right now. And for some reason, JD's actually back on their own midpoint. A long way back from the action right now.
I guess they figure they don't have heals. They don't really want to commit without a medic.
How did Rudiger go down then? I didn't quite see it.
I think he got sniped, I'm not too sure.
Sniped, that'd be right.
Yeah, the way this game is going, my bet's on sniped or spied.
Sniped or spied, that's more or less how it is right now. Where is Shredder? Oh, he's dead right now. Alright, well, let's see what Joachim can do. He's actually cloak and daggering up right now, sapping up that dispenser and trying to take it down. I think to get crits
good push
for
coming in from T3. Already 3 players down for JD.
Yeah, and Spy for T3 already moving behind as well, looking to take down the medic by the looks of things.
Maxim as well has just come down. He was out of position, got spammed out by the demo and the soldier. Looks like T3 is going to get this point. Yeah,
so after dropping Uber on defending second, they're actually... you know, cut to a few minutes later, and again!
Shredder comes in yet again. That's got to be about his 15,000th kill on Kitten. She must be hating him right now.
I do not doubt that for a second. And the problem is, every time I get him on camera, he's like running into the fight, or, you know, doing something that's not killing people. Then when I switch away from him, he goes and gets crazy backstabs.
Yes, you're right. And we do see a lot of players down for T3. Maybe JD can get this middle point back. They might wait for the Ruber, they are at 99%. But it looks like either way they're going to get this middle point.
Yeah, I really need to get a little bit further forward right now. For some reason the medic
I don't know what that medic's doing, hanging back with the sniper who's facing the wrong direction.
Oh, they're actually getting back caps, that's what it is.
Yeah, but an engineer, I'm not sure. You just be aggressive enough. A ×3 on the middle is going to stop a ×2 on second, I think.
Yeah, probably will, and it looks like JD are now... They've actually popped on the midpoint right now. Don't know if that's the wisest decision. They are getting 3 times cap up on it, but they're getting forced off of it. T3 losing a lot of players though. Sano going down. Kitten going down to a great shot from Dilly.
And JD yet again has the middle and the player advantage. 35% Uber as well. They might wait, they might go in with the player advantage. The way they've been playing, they do like to be very deliberate with their actions. They might wait. That sentry is close. And that heavy does get a nice flank. He does actually manage to get Max in good little positioning there by the heavy. Bit of a surprise play. Doesn't get the medic, but does get the heavy. Don't know if it's going to be enough though for T3.
Alright, the next thing Shredder does, good or bad, I'm getting on camera.
Alright.
So I'm determined, for once in my life, I'm going to get Shredder backstabbing something.
It's probably going to have the caster's curse and just
Probably.
end up cloak and daggering for 15 minutes.
Yeah, that'd be right, eh? But no, he's moving forward with the Invisi Watch. He's spied out the medic. He's actually behind the medic right now, and this Pyro is on him, actually reveals him, and he gets taken down.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, sad stuff.
Of course, fortunate for T3, but we do like to see some good spy players.
Yeah. Oh, I just want to see Shredder get some kills. That's what I want to see. He's been getting a lot, and I've missed all of them.
So JD is moving in now. They have popped the Uber on the demo. Demo getting his stickies down on the point. They need to get some kills. They do get the soldier in the demo. It looks like they're going to get some pressure on now. That Pyro's just waiting for it to fade, and he's going to come in now. They do spot him out though. The Pyro doesn't get much work done. Good time there, and only 5 up for T3 if they want to move forward as well.
Yeah, trying to get a back cap onto the midpoint, it was absolutely the wrong decision there. There was no way they were going to cap up that midpoint before they capped up the second point there. So they're at a slight over disadvantage. They have a large player advantage. I wouldn't have minded seeing them moving in, but as you noted before, very slow and deliberate, waiting till they feel like they're ready, and then they're going to move in.
Yeah, you're right. For those of you who don't know, last does cap a lot quicker than second, which does cap quicker than mid, so once you've been pushed back to your own second, back caps are a lot less effective.
And a lot of kills coming out,
T3's
something in
been
JD. Yeah, there's only 4 players up right now.
And with that Uber advantage as well, we'll see if they just wait or if they come in with the players. They need to get that sentry. They are getting focused on that medic. The medic will go down. Good work there by Jigjot with the flare shot. Scout's the only one stopping the point right now. JD just needs to stack it. The Scout is moving off now. That soldier just needs to move him off and he can cut that point. Pyro jumping on 2. There we go. I believe the score is now 3-1 to JD.
4-1?
I think it's 3-1.
Was it only... Okay, yeah, 3-1. My bad.
Yeah.
So, yeah, only about 21 minutes left in this half. That's only 21 minutes left in the game as well. So as we're following Zion out, it's becoming less and less likely that T3 is going to be able to come back from this, but you never know. A few quick rounds and we could be in with a very good game. But straight away, Cyanide and Cell both going down for T3, so not a great start to this mid-fight. Heavy the Rabbit as well getting knocked down by Maxim, so a great rollout for JD this time.
Yeah, that demo pick early can make a big difference. It looks like JD's already getting the presence on that point. T3 can't really compete at this moment without that heavy damage output from the demo.
Yeah, Shredder actually missing that stab, so, you know, still haven't managed to get him. Yes, yeah. But,
oh, good little quick scope there by Jingo, managing to get Pootis Man on JD.
Yeah, absolutely. We're seeing T3 with a slight Uber disadvantage. They do have the Uber up now. JD looks like they're getting ready to push in on the back of the demo and the heavy, which is exactly what you want to see. We do see the counter pop, the heavy going
good
down.
Good reflex there by Jigjot, moving the medic away from his pocket. Didn't quite be able to make use of that. They maybe could have focused that heavy while the flash moved off him, but JD instead sort of chose to back out over to the middle. They did lose a lot of players. Jigjot's work not really getting converted, but great work nonetheless.
Yeah, we're seeing basically a complete roll right now. JD getting forced a long way back. Radigo going down to Jinjo.
Snipe there, but,
wow.
You stopped watching it, didn't you?
Okay, Dorky's going crazy right now.
Yeah. Let's see if we can get this scope on this scout or something.
I want to see it. But no...
A lot of players down for JD, they are tentatively trying to hold the second point with a heavy and a pyro. Not much aggression from T3. It would be good to see, especially considering they need another 3 wins to bring it up.
Yeah, we are seeing a little bit of aggression coming out of them. Maybe they're just going to wait for that Uber to come up. It's on 100% right now. It's just gotten up there, so might see them come in. I don't know where they're pushing from. They can't. Yeah, trying to come in through the flanking route, pushing in. But Vinty going down.
And another stab yet again. Shredder getting the kills right when he needs them. without a heavy, the push is going to be a lot harder, and they do get forced as well on the demo. The demo's not going to get in to where he needs to be. He's not going to get anything done with that Uber, really. Great work there. The demo forcing the pop and the spy getting the heavy kill when he needed it.
Absolutely, and so basically this T3 attack has, well, all but fallen apart right now. 18 minutes left in the half. It's still a long time, but it is slowly ticking away. They need to be the ones that are taking the initiative and just moving. And dying like that is not going to help them as Discrider comes in and takes down Dorky.
Yeah, for sure. If you need 3 wins in 18 minutes, you can't really afford to play passively. You have to make use of player advantages when you have them. It would have been nice when JD only had 4 up. If they could have moved in, they didn't really need to wait for that Uber, but they chose to. And it's going to be very hard for them to come back and get those 3 wins they need if they are going to do it.
Very difficult. I just see well, actually, the JD Uber was popped right now. I think that must have been forced from the soldier.
I'm not sure if it was the spy as well. The spy was nearby. The medic might have actually got a bit scared. Maybe a bit of joint work.
Well, T3 does actually have the 100% Uber advantage right now. They do have a player advantage. They're coming in with the heavy, but only the heavy right now. Pyro's actually pushing back that medic a long way. They're getting nothing done with that Uber.
That's a poorly organised push, really. It seems like it's being more effective than it should have been, really.
Yeah.
Getting a few kills now.
Yeah, actually
they just sort of all came in one at a time, but it somehow worked. They're somehow managing to get this point and get the kills. And it is going to be a last point push. And JD will have the advantage, but I don't know if they'll use it. They might just wait.
Yeah,
Bit of a cut going on, but it is being watched.
Yeah, Scout tried to come in. Pyro trying to come in as well. In fact, they're just going straight in by the looks of things. Maybe a bit of miscommunication. They're actually backing out a little bit right now.
Yeah, I think it's probably best they wait for all their players in that Uber, and then see if they can go in. Of course, you got all the time in the world because JD is going to have a very tough time if they want to push out.
Very tough. Cyanide actually dropping right there, but that's not enough for JD to push out on unless they are a bit crazy. Joachim actually looking for the drop stab on the medic right there. He's right in front of the heavy, so if he decloaks there, he's going to have a lot of trouble.
He might just be waiting for his team to push, I'm not sure.
Perhaps. I would not have the patience to play spy. I would have decloaked half an hour ago and just tried to get the kill. While I was having, did Kitten actually die? Oh, I was too busy watching Joachim try and get them.
We miss all the important stuff watching like I guess spies by the sounds of it.
Well,
but if she did, it looks like it still wasn't significant enough for JD to push out. So the Ubers are going to be rebuilt yet again.
No, and Maxim going down there as well. Uber is actually forced out.
The defensive pop by JD in that little corridor. Can they make use of it? Demo coming in now, but he's getting reflected by that pyro. That Uber's going to be very wasted, and T3 is actually going to have the advantage when they want to push on that last.
Yeah, as soon as they get that Uber up, they just need to keep their players alive. The Scout's actually in, getting a lot of cap time.
Now he's going to be stopped, but that time on the point means that it really has to be watched constantly. The soldier can just jump on and get it, as you see. JD with 5 players, but not enough watching the point. The soldier just jumps on, gets the cap. That's 3-2.
Yeah, so, well, that took about 5-6 minutes, so definitely the 15 minutes left in this half is enough time for T3 to do this, to come back and even it up, and maybe even take a win.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think they're picking up their game as they play these mid-fights. The first few mid-fights we saw, JD was winning them, but now we've seen a few where T3's really got the advantage. They are getting some good pushes off, so maybe they can get this.
Yeah, a few players going down in a row right there for T3. Joachim actually did manage to pick up Max on the heavy there, so it's not all one way. And in fact, the first cap time's actually going in favour of T3. JD still has the players.
Shredder get a nice revolver shot there on Kitten. So Rudiger will have the advantage. I don't know if JD's going to move back though. They might just let them cap still.
Perhaps
they
indeed.
do have the Uber advantage.
That engineer actually stayed alive on top of the crates in mid there for so very long. I just don't actually quite understand where JD went after they had so many early picks.
I think they maybe chose to back off a bit earlier than they needed to. They do have the Uber now, so they might actually push back while they have it.
Yeah, that's possibly true. They do get it up right now. They've got the Uber, so I still just think they've put themselves in an unnecessarily defensive position.
They're being very passive. I don't know if their strategy is to just wait out the point advantage that they have. You can't really do that because you will inevitably make mistakes and lose rounds. You sort of need to be aggressive so you can win your own.
Absolutely. If you hold on to that Uber for long enough, a sniper, a spy, something, maybe a scout's going to come in and force you, but something's going to happen, and it's going to give the advantage right back over to the other team. So,
for sure.
I think they need to be moving a little bit faster than they currently are.
They're just choosing to wait with their Uber. They had about a 70% advantage, and I think they're just going to wait it down until it's a 0% advantage.
Look, I think so. Maybe they're thinking Shredder will get a massive pick, and maybe they'll move off that. But Shredder's dead. He's been down for some time. He's not getting the pick right now that he needs to.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going for the waiting strategy, but it is 13 minutes. A lot can happen in that time. Maybe if it was 5 minutes, I think it would be a wide move to just wait it out. But they could be a bit more aggressive than they are being, and I think would play to their favour.
I think it would too. I think being defensive against T3, I think T3 probably in the end has a bit better DM lineup. And yeah, I just don't think it's going to work. But, you know, we'll see. We'll sit at this this Starlight for a little bit of time. Maybe that's just the plan, is to just eat off as much time as they can and make it increasingly difficult for T3 to make rational decisions and force the mistake out.
Yeah, that could be it-ish. T3, I don't know why they're waiting now that they have their Uber as well. They are coming in near this balcony area with the heavy in the demo. Looks like they're going to come in. They have popped quite early. JD's going to get to pop a bit later, and they're going to get to use that pyro to just reflect the Uber, not let it get any ground on them, which is great to see. Good work there by Jigjot.
Look, top stuff out of the defensive pyro there. Jigjot doing a great deal of work, and that's the problem with trying to move in through that area, is that one pyro can just completely deny the entire Uber.
JD just completely got the upper hand on that point there, and managed to completely stop that push, and it was a push back onto that middle point. They might even be able to push onto the second as well if they do it right. Yeah,
they're moving forward with the upper foot right now. It's something I like to see. Knowing that you've got the upper foot and just rushing forward. It's what I like to see out of teams. But they do manage to cap up that midpoint. A very large Uber advantage right now. Players are about even. So we'll see what they do. See if they just initiate another waiting game, knowing how difficult it is to push into mid. If they do choose to park the bus, that's a long bus park. That's about 11 minutes right now left in this half. So I couldn't entirely blame them, but it would be 11 minutes of a bit boring and me constantly referring to the upper foot.
As it would, and there is a 50% advantage here, so if JD wants to use it, they can, but they might just choose to do what they did before, wait for T3 to push in, maybe fail again, maybe have some Jigjot do some massive play, completely deny the Uber yet again, and then be able to get the next point off like that, like they did last time. Offense by defense. Does it work?
Well, it will, if they play, but still though, 10.5 minutes is a long time. It doesn't take much, it only takes one backstab, one headshot for their medic to go down. But if they're keeping a player advantage, like the Scout and Demo were both just dead for T3, and you can't really move without both of those players, so if they keep a player advantage, just one or two players, and even Ubers, that's all they really need, I think.
Oh, Joachim comes in, gets Rudiger. That's going to be the little mistake that you were talking about.
Possible, but T3 actually popped,
T3
and
got
again,
forced as well.
Jigjot did so much work. They actually got nowhere with that Uber. And in fact, they're getting drilled in by a level 2 wrangled up sentry. Takes down a lot.
Yeah, that sentry's doing a lot of work. Bit of a surprise spot. Oh, it gets rescue ranged actually. Nice little grab there. Bring it back to safety by the engineer. He does go down.
Oh, and Kitten dying as well to something jumping in, bombing down, and does actually even up that Uber trade. So T3 does regain the mid, but at the cost of about 2.5 minutes. And at the moment, time is the most important currency they've got. So
that's right.
Yeah.
You can expect JD to probably just wait out until T3 gets the full Uber yet again, which will be about another 40-50 seconds, and then it will be only 8 minutes left. So time does tick down, believe it or not.
Ticking is what time does best, in fact. And the JD actually looking like they want to recontest this point. Only
Finally
three players
being
left
aggressive
alive.
from JD here. Only 3 up for T3. This is what we want to see. It's just the medic, the heavy, and one other player. T3 is going to have to opt to move back. Maybe JD can make use of their Uber advantage.
I would like to see that. Given how passive they've been this entire game, apart from that one push just then, I would suspect it probably won't happen.
It's a small glimpse of hope-ish. Maybe we can move off that.
Maybe enough to feed us through the next 8.5 minutes of back and forth. But you know, I still can't blame them for slowing the game down just a little bit and forcing T3 to really put in the hard yards if they want to win this game. Jinjo, yeah, Dorky getting dropped there by Dilly. It's just little back and forth plays right now. No one's really dominating too much. Shredder actually does take down Fanzi in the background there. I'm going to go ahead and see what the spies are up to. Joa has actually got himself into a reasonably good position.
We do see the Ubers popped while you're doing that. Blue Uber does get popped first. Oh, Rudiger yet again dropping Max, and that's got to be the 3rd time he's dropped him. Got to be a bit quicker on that trigger finger there. Good work there by Jigjot though, finishing off the heavy and the medic. Good work. With that medic pick there from Jigjot, maybe JD can move in, but they've lost their medic as well.
Yeah, they've lost a lot of players. And for some reason, a few players from T3 are actually managing to get round onto the midpoint. So despite the amount of work that that Jigjot did onto the T3 medic and combo right there, looks like they might end up losing mid.
Yeah, I'm still not sure. A lot of players for both teams, but I think you're right. JD is at the disadvantage.
They've got the engineer and the soldier currently capping up mid. It's 2 times up, and the scout for JD gets very, very low. Does take up the med pack. Zion does actually come in and get a lot of work done. Takes 2 kills from the mid, cleaning up that push so far. Red Hawk as well. Funzy going down to Maxim, so it looks like... And wow, Cyanide going down as well. So a lot of T3 players trying to push in, a lot of T3 players going down right now. JD clearly in the advantage, not going to lose this midpoint now. And in fact, T3 is actually in danger of losing their second if, you know, if JD decides to push. It seems like they're not deciding to push though. Although maybe they're just waiting for the...
The demo is moving forward, but doesn't look like the medic's really going with him. Maybe just trying to get a nice little play. We have seen Zion get some nice plays. Soldier gets a bit caught out of position, but he'll move back nice and safely. JD actually loses a lot of their players. Vinci actually coming around as well. Only 4 up now for JD. Maybe T3 can move back. We'll see what happens. Oh, nice bit of aggressive there from Cyanide. The heavy and the medic also coming around from the back through computer room. I didn't see that. They popped their Uber now. They need to take care of that wrangled sentry. The engineer's just widow making it. He does take it down. T3 not positioning their players up around from both sides. Good little push there onto mid. It looks like they're going to get it.
Yeah, absolutely they will. And 6 minutes remaining in this half. So in order to equalise, T3 needs to get this cap up. They're actually moving forward quite aggressively onto the second point. It's going to be difficult for JD to set up an adequate defence right now. The heavy's already moved up. Is going to try and take down this pyro. Jigjot dancing around.
Another stab there, just as you were saying that by Shredder.
Yeah. It's tough to defend against Shredder. And yeah, that was Kitten. Did she actually have the Uber or did she not?
I think, yeah, she was moved. Yeah. If
well,
she didn't, she nearly had it. But it's going to make a big difference because JD will have an advantage now. They've also got a nice little player advantage with the heavy classes being ready for the action. Heavy's moving in now from computer. Soldier as well. They're just going to get that presence on that point. The demo is coming in behind. The medic didn't quite see him. Can the demo get the kill? No, the soldier does. The scout does spot him out. A bit of a juke going on there, but Discrider does finish off Cyanide.
Yeah, Red Hawk just manning up and taking down Zion with the Widowmaker from very close range. 2 times cap up on this point. They
the medic is
don't quite
right
cap it up
behind
yet.
the heavy, and they don't see him. That was a bit weird. Maybe the heavy could have spun up and actually got the medic. How close he was getting to him without him seeing it. But Rudiger does pop. JD finally does get the point. 4 up for T3, but only 2 up. Obviously, we get to see a few kills go down, including Rudiger. Was 1 up at some point there for JD, so T3's just going to get it right back. Good little sequence of kills there from T3.
Yeah, they needed to. The JD combo needed to pay a little bit more attention to where the T3 combo was moving. The T3 combo just like walked around, got the high ground, and actually destroyed the JD combo on the point. And that's basically meant that JD is going to have a lot of trouble trying to defend this point. Vinti getting a bit low from that level 1 sentry, but it will get dealt with in no time, I'm sure. Yeah, it does go down to the scout gun actually. And
yeah, JD doesn't have the players where they need them on the second point. I think it's going to be a conclusion as well. T3 gets this point, it will be 3-all, so if the time runs out and it's 3-all, it's going to be going in for even longer for those of you who are enjoying this game.
Oh, absolutely, I'm enjoying this. Couldn't imagine anything better, but the Uber actually does come in from T3. There was a wrangled level 2 sentry in the corner. A lot of kills, a lot of JD players going down right now. T3 basically just needs to stack the point.
JD, so it looks like it might actually happen. That is 3-all. If there's not another last cap in the next 3 minutes 45, it's going to be 3-3 and we're going to need a sudden death or whatever we do for UGC. I'm not quite sure.
You know, I'm not entirely sure either, actually. But
I think it might be a 10-minute side round or something. First caps or something, I'm not sure.
That's about right, yeah. So following Cyanide out onto the mid, demoing out, trying to get some work done, getting a few stickies out, but quite low, and he's very weak. That Scout actually might come and pick him off, and he actually does. Very early pick right now. Disc Rider taking down Cyanide. That's going to change this mid quite a bit, you would suspect.
Yeah, definitely. A real big damage dealer, he always has been for T3, so it's going to impact a lot, but Maxim does go down as well. Good work there by Reach, which I think is actually Cell from ONS.
Yeah, it is.
Even mid-fight, but JD's just getting the finishing off kills now, so good work there. They're going to get mid.
The only sort of bright sight out of that mid-fight was that Kitten actually now has 100% Uber, so as long as no Shredder comes along and takes her down, which, well, he's actually back at their own spawn, probably will keep that up for this second point. But
the Uber is coming in, Uber v Uber. Demo trying to get work, both Ubers are popped. Good work there by Jigjot, yet again, just keeping that Uber gained. He does actually manage to get away as well without using much of his own team's Uber. Engineers on the point, both teams really need to get kills if they want to be dominant here. T3's already lost their demo, can they convert it? JD's just sort of backed off though, they're not really getting enough presence on the... Although they do get a lot of kills there, Zion doing great work with some stickies there, something finishing it off as well. 2 up now for T3. JD can get on, if they're lucky, they can get on in the next 2 minutes onto that last point as well.
They need to get forward, and that's kind of what we're seeing. I would actually like to see a little bit more coordination between JD. Something went forward and did get taken down.
Oh, good little sap on the sentry. If this finishes off, that could be it. No, this does get taken out, but nice little attempt there by Shredder on that sentry.
Yeah, it's all up to JD right now. They do have a slight Uber advantage. They do have the time. They can just wait a little bit. They don't need to rush it quite yet. And it's good that they're waiting. They will have the Uber up in about, 15 or so seconds. And they've got 1:35. So if they do get one more push and it works out, that actually could be the push that wins them the game.
That could be it, yeah. No need for a sudden death or whatever it might be. JD just needs to be calm and collected here. Do one good push and they can win this round. And the game.
Look, I'm going to actually follow Shredder. I don't want to, mock him or anything, but if he gets this, if he does actually manage to do something either with the... And he does actually manage to pick off the heavy, so that's big. And it's 3 times cap up on the point, and they do get it!
They just need to jump on, but they just don't have enough presence on that point from T3. JD's got this 4-3. Only a minute left now if T3 can even this out in that time.
I think
that might be it.
53 seconds, I think that's more or less it. I don't think they can actually get the 3 caps in 50 seconds. And they didn't
There we go.
Naughty children didn't wait.
Naughty children didn't wait. I think we can only assume that JD did win that 4-3.
Think we're going to have to. So, well, that's been it, ladies and gentlemen. JD winning that game up against T3 4-3. This has been Ishandfriendstv. I've been Ishanu. Joining me has been Ruby. So, thank you all for watching this game. I hope you've enjoyed it, and we'll see you all next time.